Yeah, I'm here. Hello, Tom. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. So we are back on for Week in Review, top 10 most significant stories of the week with Magda and Tom. And we are on, and the first story is Magda.
The first story is about PZL Mielec that lands major F-16 manufacturing deal. Beginning next year, PZL Mielec will build components and assemblies for the latest generation F-16 Block 70 by 72, sustaining around 200 jobs, with approximately 60 new jobs being created.
So this is a big deal for PZL Mielec. It's good for the aviation value down there in Rzeszów. It's going to bring 5,000 jobs into this ecosystem. Good big deal that F-16 construction. By the way, they're going to be exporting these to Greenville, South Carolina, which is where they make the final F-16s. And I was in Greenville last week, in fact, meeting the city of Greenville. Interesting small connection there. Yeah. Okay, next story.
Baltic pipe gas deal with Norway to fully replace Russian gas. Poland took a huge step towards diversifying its energy mix away from Russian gas supplies this week with the completion of the final seabed section of the Baltic Pipe project.
Big deal. It's been telegraphed and talked about for a long time, but now it's actionable. It's happening October next year. Less than 1 year will be the first gas supplies coming from Norway into Poland. Poland has said we are not connected whatsoever to Russian gas. Big deal, big transition underway, significant thing. Next story.
InPost disrupts again in electric charging stations partnership with Greenway. InPost started building a network of charging stations for electric cars. The stations will be located in the company's distribution centers and at parcel machines. As part of the project, BiznesPolska will deliver and install AC and DC charging stations in InPost logistics centers.
Cool deal, great deal for Greenway Polska because it puts a huge momentum into their initiative. They've been at this for 4 or 5 years. This will help push the development faster of the EV network. And once again, Rafał Brzoska from InPost, I'm going to start calling him the Elon Musk of Poland. Very innovative, full of energy, very disruptive. He's just getting started, and you see a major new disruption and major expansion coming from him. So cool to see it. He's so much fun to watch what he's doing. Another big initiative, another big push on the EV side. So great deal for everyone in this case.
Yeah, I hope that he also watch our podcast.
Maybe we'll get him as an interview sometime. We should do that. Let's try to do that.
Yeah, maybe. I hope to. Okay, next story for today. Trigo begins pilot testing in Singapore. I remember when during our first meeting in our podcast, we were talking about Trigo development. Now they begins pilot testing in Singapore. Trigo has entered into a contract with Hope Technic, an engineering company that works with HTX, Home Team Science, the science and technology agency of Singapore's government, to carry out pilot tests in Singapore. Tom, I can't hear you.
Rafał Budweil. Rafał is a CEO and founder. Good luck to them. Great to see the rollout. They're listed on the New Connect Stock Exchange now. I haven't checked the price lately, but I imagine this had some very positive impact on the stock price. Okay, next story, Magda.
PGE in 5 billion zlotys gas blocks investment at the Dolna Odra power plant. The new gas blocks at the Dolna Odra power plant will produce electricity equal to the needs of approximately 2.5 million households. The investment will be launched in the 4th quarter of 2023.
Yeah, and this is also interesting because what they're going to be doing, this will be taking, the wind and solar energy is very erratic. It's not consistent. And the steady flow of gas-powered stations is necessary when the wind and the electricity, when the wind and the solar can't provide it. So this is also a way to boost this erratic nature of the renewable energy of solar and solar and wind. So this is a cool deal. And once again, it's showing the flexibility of adjusting the power supply away from coal into gas. Good move for Poland, and obviously clearly good move for PGE. Okay, next story.
PGNiG to lead development of Poland's biogas sector. The agreement outlines actions related to the launch and running of production, as well as the management of biogas and biomethane, and the creation of a regulatory environment and mechanisms supporting the development of the industry.
And this biogas and biomethane has been talked about for years till people are blue in the face. It's finally moving very fast. You have Poland's one of the biggest companies pushing it now, finally. But keep in mind, biogas, biomethane is very much driven by food, by agriculture. Poland's huge in that space. So there's a big space here to develop it. And then finally, with this engine behind it, it might start to move significantly. So big thing for local farmers, agriculture sector, food sector, and good to see that finally getting some initiative. Okay, next story, Magda.
Lithuania Girteka expands transportation base and will hire 5,000 more employees in Poland. The largest asset-based transportation company in Europe, Girteka, will open the largest transportation base in company's history. The new base, located in Poland, will be the second transport base of the company in Poland, enabling Girteka to better serve its clients.
Yeah, and they have 2,000 2,000 trucks registered in Poland right now. Big deal for them. They're planning to hire up to 8,000 people. I don't know where they're going to get them off. Everyone's desperate for workers in Poland. This is going to be more coming in from, I suppose, from India, other places, but a big opportunity for someone to help them find another 5,000 truck drivers in Poland. Big deal, big opportunity for someone. Okay, next story, Marta.
KGHM Sepli shifts from mining to energy. CEO Marcin Chludziński said, "We have strategic projects ahead of us, primarily in the field of energy. Small nuclear reactors and renewable energy projects are our key tasks for the coming years."
So maybe the CEO has been watching our channel as we talked about energy, how big it's going to be.
Yeah.
That's shift strategy. No, look, the mining is great. Copper, they're big in silver. Those are great commodities, especially inflation, when we're in a big inflation environment like we are now, and going to be more. But the energy sector transition in Poland, we talked about it. Here is another major big Polish company moving into that space. Clearly, there's big money coming in the spot. And to see KGHM shifting from a very lucrative mining space into energy is a pretty damn significant signal. Okay, next story, Magda.
Coal production in Tauron Wydobycie increases this year. In recent months, the demand for coal has increased, which also translated into a high level of sales of our fuel products. This year's coal production in the company will be higher by over 500,000 tons compared to 2020.
The irony of ironies, all of the new clean energy guys around the world trying to squeeze out coal, trying to squeeze out gasoline and fuel and oil. You're seeing huge increases in prices of oil around the world, especially in the US. Coal has boomed as well. So as you're squeezing these other things, you've seen the classic play of supply demand economics. Can't violate economics. So this is interesting to see big increase in coal. They're happy. Probably the renewable guys are not so happy. Okay, next story, Marta.
The last story for today, UPC Poland does dramatic deal with Tauron to expand its reach. The provider of triple play services in Poland has signed a deal with the Polish energy company Tauron on the use of Tauron's network for providing services to customers.
So great move, strategic move for UPC. Tauron, of course, has huge relationships with customers all over Poland. And there'll be a double play. They'll essentially add on the UPC offer inside their existing distribution networks. Great move for UPC. Interesting to see how they'll develop with that. So cool stories today, really good, interesting stories, big money in some of the stories, big opportunities as well. We've got another 40 stories in our weekly newsletter PDF, as everyone knows, on BiznesPolska.pl. So if you haven't signed up for that yet, please do so. We're going to try to keep this, as usual, under 10 minutes. Magda, thank you very much. Interesting today. Talk to you in 1 week.